that, Wednesday, September 17th, from 10 to 12, we have our AM, PM cleanup day. So we're looking for volunteers to come and help clean up the AM, PM beach. So hopefully we'll get some folks out for that. Wanted to remind everyone that you can, if you go online, you can still register for online voting. It should be in your e-blast. And it'll be on the website as well, Michael, to sign up for the online voting. And as well, we're really hoping to see some more people sign up for the parking passes. That's in your e-blast as well, and again, online. And then we have on Saturday, October 25th, at 9 a.m. at the Sudden Valley Welcome Center, we have our Welcome Center garden party. I'm sure you've all seen a lot of the soil that's been brought in there. We're going to be planting that native garden, so that'll be really great to have some helpers do that. And at 2 p.m., and please notice that it's 2 p.m. because apparently there's a wedding later that day, is trunk or treat. So they're starting early in order to leave those nice wedding guests chance not to have a bunch of little villains running around.
On 10th or?
That is on October 25th.
On the 25th again, both of these
Both of them are on the 25th.
Gotcha.
One's in the morning, one is later.
What's the date of the planting party?
It's the 25th. Saturday, November 1st is the annual general meeting. So we need lots of people to come out for that. On the 22nd of November, we'll be having our holiday market, so it's a great opportunity to come out and do your Christmas shopping. And on the 6th at 5 p.m., the holiday market, is from 10 till 3. And on Saturday, December 6th, we will have the tree lighting, we'll have the Grinch will be showing up again, we'll have the Candy Cane Twins, we'll be taking pictures, we'll do cookie decorating for the kids. It was really well attended last year and it was a lot of fun, so hopefully we'll have even more folks come out for that.
Time?
It is at 5 p.m. That's all I got. Anybody else have any more announcements?
This will be in the blast, correct?
Yeah, it will all be in the e-blast, but it's just kind of nice to remind people there's a lot coming up.
I mean, just to tag on to your announcement about the AGM, it's really important that we do get people to come be present in the dance floor because we need a quorum, actual physical quorum to hold the meeting. So, thank you for
Thanks for mentioning that, Rob. That is really important. We end up some years making some phone calls to get people to come down.
That's right.
We can't
That's
start.
right.
Is it a quorum of members? or-
Yep.
Quorum members.
Physical people in the building, 50.
So, okay, no one else has any announcements, so moving on to property owner comments. I know we have some people in the audience. Anyone have property owner comments?
That's your cue.
Okay. Why don't you go first and then I'll clean up.
There you go.
I got my really good timer today, so.
Oh, good. Okay. Oh, that's nice. All right. All right. So Barbara Michelson Harder, and I live at 172 Polo Park Drive. And I wanted to talk about the last edition of The View. Yes, I read it. You covered it. All right. And I'm sorry that Rick's not here because of some of my comments are on his article. My first question to the board is the article made it sound as if the decision for what we're going to do for Barn 6 is no more input from the community. Am I wrong? I hope.
You're wrong.
Oh, yay. I'm so glad. I was hoping that was just how it sounded. It sounded that it was time for the board to make these decisions and
No, it's a recommendation from the committee,
from the.
long range planning committee. That's just like their latest recommendation.
Okay. But so we're still gonna ask the community.
We're still looking at what we want to do. It
Okay,
hasn't
great.
come to the board at all.
Great. So this was in the thing you get from Bellingham. And I brought it because they're asking Bellingham for input on the parks. And I thought if they can do it for Bellingham, maybe we can use this same platform to reach out to the community. I don't know what it is, I'd be happy to call them and find out how they're doing this if you want me to do
It's
that.
an insert that was in
This
there.
was, it was a page, I'm happy to give it to you if you want it.
Was that in the paper?
It was an email, you get that magazine that says, look at all the wonderful things that Bellingham is doing.
Oh, Bellingham Alive or something, is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it was in there, and I just thought, that's the vehicle that they're using to ask
This is from
Bellingham,
Bellingham, it is
Yeah.
city.
you know, and I thought, well, maybe we can use the same vehicle.
Mhm.
Because I know it's hard to get people to come to the meetings, but if we can just send something to them that is in their inbox or in their mailbox, or, you know, a good way for people to, look, A, B, C, D, what do you think?
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Here, I could pass this, right, as long range planning, you should be able to have that.
Okay, great, so I'm glad to hear it's still up for discussion, and, technically, a lot of things I was
I
going to
don't
say,
know what
so that's
happened.
good.
Didn't do it.
It didn't ding, but I think you're out of time.
I was gonna say that, because it's 7:08 and it was 7:05
Yeah.
when you.
Okay, well, that's okay, because I got to say what I wanted to say.
Awesome,
So
thanks
good.
Barbara.
Thank you very
I'm gonna
much.
turn it to me so I can I'll just tell people that time's up, because it's not making a sound,
Oh, okay,
so.
good,
Thank you.
thank you.
Okay,
Thank
thanks
you.
Barbara. Anyone else?
Well, I guess so. My name is Robin Sanders. I'm a neighbor of Barbara's in Gate 13 at 7 Cedar. And Mitch and I will go down memory lane on my topic, which is all I care about is the dog park, which is what I told Mitch.
So what?
The dog park.
Okay.
When I went into his office in 2018 and said, what's happening? What's the plan? Can we work together? We don't understand. And it seems like at that time, we had a meeting, I know we did. And it seemed like we had a productive meeting. We had some agreements about moving forward, about creating some fencing, and then it just never happened, and I'm not sure for what all reasons. I heard something to do with the county and the watershed, but there's also new board members I didn't know or particularly care because the dog park was fine. Now the topic seems to have been resurrected. And so I don't know with what level of fervor, I don't know with what level of energy, I don't know what the plans are, but I would encourage you, if that's something that you're looking at moving forward with, I mean, ideally, please don't. The dogs are happy, the people are happy, and I have yet to see any evidence of anyone being harmed. But if you're dead set, no, I have not, and I have asked on many occasions, time,
I've
place,
seen it on a
people.
couple.
Okay, and that's good, and we can get together outside this context and discuss. But I would appreciate you bringing in those who use the dog park regularly for suggestions and discussion. Because at least back when Mitch and I worked together, that seemed to be a pretty productive thing, although ultimately it didn't come to anything. We ended up being friends. He's moved on, I've moved on, but we're still
But we still
dog
live there.
owners. We still love dogs. We still love dogs, and we still love that beautiful open space. So thank you for your consideration about bringing in the regulars. There's 5 or 6 of us, and we're not flamethrowers, and we're not cat bars. We just like to be able to, reach compromises that are appropriate to these.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Is anyone
Anybody
else?
online, Spencer?
Nobody that's raising their hand.
Okay.
Can I just go in real quick with something, Tony? I don't know whether it's appropriate as a homeowner comment or as a board, but Rock Gibbs, 14 Car Summit Place. One thing that might kind of help jog people's memories a little bit was around the 2019, I believe it's 2019, if my memory serves me correctly, the dog park issue was looked at originally by the Parks, Trails, and Rec Committee, made some recommendations up to the board. I think maybe 2019, 2020, very early. The board approved, there was an agreed upon location of the fence line. We were acting on the recommendation of our attorney that, we could be liable if there was, an issue. And so I'm just only bringing this up, not pro or con, but just help jog people's memories, we can go back to the minutes. But the location of the fence was actually approved by that recommendation. So I don't know whether this board is wanting to move forward on that previously agreed upon location, or whether this board or future board wants to look at something different. But I'm only bringing up that there was an agreed upon location, and I think that Sun Valley was gonna go, get they were gonna work with the county on the watershed. So, I'm only bringing this up as information, so, and it could be, if I'm only bringing up stuff everybody knows, I apologize for taking extra time.
Not everyone knows that, but I was lucky enough to get a big binder, Parks and Trail stuff from Kieran Borchert.
Yep.
And it had all that information, which I have shared.
Yep.
And you're exactly right, there was an agreement, and it just never went forward.
And previous board, meeting minutes would reflect that
Yeah.
too.
It's in there.
So, yes,
What was the location that the fence was suggested?
you know, it's been a number of years, Barbara, I don't fully recall, but there are people that love to bring their dogs down there in the community, were part of that conversation when there was an agreement reached, and
Yes.
I think,
It was from the tennis courts to the water.
which makes sense. I mean, I think we all agree that the playground needs to be enclosed, or maybe not enclosed, but fenced off from the rest of the park.
yeah.
Well, we're still looking at, the reality is, we're still looking at what we wanna do. No one's made any
Yeah.
decisions, so, input's great, but no decisions have been made.
And thanks for listening to my comment. I'm not trying to say that what we should do or not do, I'm just saying a decision has previously been made.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Robert.
Yeah,
So, Tyler, I'm assuming you're ready for a comment?
You guys are ready for comment?
Are we?
Yeah, Rob, if you guys need help with that as far as the county side of things goes, let me know if it's here this year, and I can help facilitate, or kind of maybe expedite it through the
We
process.
actually do, and Keith is gonna wanna talk to you if you can help with that a little bit to get some information.
thank you, Tyler.
Yeah, absolutely, that'd be great, we'd love to help with that, and then there was one other item as far as events goes that wasn't on your list.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that is, getting the 3 of our, council members that are coming next.
Thank you for bringing that up, I did forget to bring that up.
Yeah, so next Wednesday at the 2 to 4 o'clock,
That's at the 17th, 16th?
the 17th, Wednesday the 17th.
Wednesday 17th, and that's in the barn, right?
No, it's here.
Okay.
It's in here, right?
Like, is it upstairs?
It's in the multi-purpose
Is it in
room
this
here,
room?
correct?
I actually think they called it something entirely different, I thought it was the barn, but
They said
The,
room A.
Yeah, meeting room A, which is,
Okay,
Multi-purpose room,
be honest, that hasn't been shared with my calendar yet from the council.
well, you can tell that calendar.
So, but yeah, 2 to 4 next Wednesday.
Okay.
So it'll be me as the District 3 representative, and then the 2 district at-large representatives, Barry Buchanan and John Scanlon, to answer questions and get feedback or
that's awesome.
any questions community members have.
Is this something you have to pre-register for, or is it just show up?
No, it's just
I
show up,
saw
but
a scan box, so.
yeah, people can just show up. It's really kind of driven by the amount of space at that location. So far, it's been done in District 5, 2 different locations, and then District 4. And for the most part, they've been pretty full. I heard one of them in Blaine, there was kind of a line out the door, but there were some hot topics and people were upset with the Blaine City Council about that they wanted to talk to the council members and the county council about, but I don't think we've actually packed or filled an entire room yet, so.
Are they always middle of the week, middle of the day?
You know, honestly, this is something that's brand new, the council hasn't done before, and so someone came up with the idea and suggested that we try it out this year. And so,
I think it's a great idea, but
yeah,
I think
it's good attendance, and people are interested.
2 to 4 in the middle of the week, it's.
I'm not sure how the time got figured out. They queried us for dates that we were available. We did 3 that represent each district at the same place at the same time. And then I think one of our staff members worked with someone maybe here.
It might have been
this
Kyle,
side,
it might have been Kyle that was working it.
to figure out what the times are. But they kind of vary, so the times have varied. Because for the other districts so far, what they've done is both meetings have been on the same day at different ends of the district, and so the times have been slotted to allow for that, whereas ours will be actually different days, because our other one is, my district is bigger than all the other districts combined geographically, but yeah.
No, funny work.
See, it's like.
It totally worked, I don't know what it's
You
timing.
have the secret.
I gave up,
Anyway.
but I wasn't timing you.
And then if there's anything else you guys need help with, let me know.
Okay, thanks, Tyler.
Thank you.
Can we maybe get this for the 17th and that you would last?
Yeah.
For, especially for staff.
Yeah, there was a couple ads on Facebook, I saw.
I did see something and I meant to make that announcement, so can we make sure that does get put on e-blast?
Sure, I believe it was in the e-blast.
It could have been,
It might be.
there was a lot on e-blast, there
Yeah.
was a lot of road closures, there was a lot of stuff. All right, anyone else? Okay. Moving on, we have a consent agenda, we have approval of the minutes for August 28th. So I'd like to make a motion to approve the August 28th board minutes as presented.
Second.
Anyone, no discussion, all in favor? Okay, that passes unanimously. Okay,
Thank you.
Michael, you're up. Thank you, ladies. Thank you. Yeah, I said you're up.
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were going
I
to
was wondering if you.
give me the nod. Really, Madam President, I would ask that, unless the board has a question, this is the same report I gave 2 weeks ago,
Oh, then we don't want to hear it.
right? And it is in the views, so.
Okay, that's awesome.
But suffice it to say, the pool is closed. The quiet pool will be closing as soon as we get some consecutive days with the temperatures under 50. And so, still open right now. But at this point, summer is winding down.
Oh, it's
Yeah, Indian summer. Yep, well, gardens are still going, and so.
Yeah.
Think of Kyle, he's over in Italy right now, took a little vacation, the poor guy, right?
sad.
But
It's so bad for him.
you did touch on a lot of points, trunk or treat, we have the candidate forums coming up, of course, the holiday market, and most importantly, the AGM on November 1st, so.
Yeah.
So if you and the board will stipulate, unless you have any questions, my report is here.
Okay, good, thank you.
Tom has a question.
Yeah, I saw a couple emails, one from you, Michael, and one from you, Ray, congratulating Kevin on a successful tournament season. I did not see his email. I don't know how it didn't get into my inbox.
Oh, I think I forwarded it to the whole board.
Yeah. I'll
I'll
look
be
for it, but.
happy to forward it to you, yeah. But it was a really nice comment from,
Yeah, it was.
from a group, yeah.
Um,
Responded back. It was
Yeah, that was great to see that we had a really good comment from a group that came in that had a tournament here and want to come back next year.
Yeah, that's
Really had a great experience.
That's
So-
repeat business, that's like 2 for 1, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
So glad you brought that up, Tom.
Yeah.
And
I
Kate,
did hear a comment from a neighbor on the 10th hole that during a beer tournament, there was a group of 8 guys playing together, and They seem to be rather inebriated, and we're seeing how far they can hit given some grass rather than balls.
Did anybody have to tell them that's not acceptable?
That's not sure. I heard about it after the.
Yeah, we don't have golf course marshals, unfortunately, so peer pressure, golf is a game for ladies and gentlemen, and if they are not, then somebody needs to call them on it. But thanks for pointing out.
I did go and look at the area, and I really couldn't see any damage, so it got repaired before I got there.
I can't imagine somebody was drinking to excess out there.
That never happens.
Yeah.
Okay, committee reports, Daniel's not here, so.
He's online,
He's
isn't he?
online.
Daniel?
She's all right.
That's right, I forgot you're online. Do you have anything to report for ACC?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, nothing new for the ACC.
Okay, well, that's
Thank
quick.
you.
Document review, Linda?
We have an upcoming meeting on the 17th of this month. Take a look at some more policies. We got some approved and they've been uploaded to the website, so we keep moving along.
Sounds good. Finance committee, Rick's not here, but I can tell you that we have a meeting next week. I think we have Joel presenting and we have one capital request, so that'll be a pretty quick meeting probably. So long range planning, right?
Yeah, we had our last meeting was council because we had a finance meeting at the same time. But that doesn't stop the committee working. They're working on putting a survey together of all things. Last survey was done in the valley was in 2020. They had only 200 people that participated in it. And our survey will include, the committee's working on what be included in that survey. We've done 2 proposals for barn 6, so I think we're gonna be asking for proposals on barn 8. Find out if the community is interested.
All right, thanks, Ray. N&E.
Yeah, quite a bit going on, actually. Nominations Elections Committee met on Monday. We reviewed the questions that we'll be asking the candidates at the upcoming candidate forums on the 24th and then on October 11th. So there will be 5 questions. We are going to submit those to the candidates so that they can have a chance to think about them and be prepared. There will be 3 minutes opening for each candidate to have an opening statement. And then, like I said, 5 questions, 3 minutes for each question. And then there'll be, at the end, there'll be a chance for candidates to have a closing statement, 3 minutes. So if we start with the beginning of the order as the lottery went for opening, at the closing, we will start at the end and go back to the beginning. We want to make this really fair and open, really hoping that members of the community come to the dance barn and be there to listen to people, have a chance to maybe talk to them afterwards. It will be streamed out. I don't know if it'll be live, I think it goes up to YouTube later, but it will be available for people to view it. We've asked Michael if we could have some light refreshments, being it's at 6:30, people are coming from work or whatnot, that maybe have a little bite that someone feels like they're coming from work, they can come right to the dance bar and take part. Also, our committee reviewed the election materials and we approved by recommending to you as the board of directors that you would approve those tonight. And I know I'm missing something. Yeah, it's just, things are really spooling up. Oh, I know what I need to say. In terms of e-ballots, I'm probably gonna, every time you guys give me mic time, I'm gonna be talking about e-ballots, because I really, really want people to understand. Every member, every every property owner, every member in Sudden Valley will receive a paper ballot mailed to them. On the 24th, on September 22nd, for those members living outside of the United States, that ballot materials will be mailed then. On September 24th, every member that lives within the United States, those materials will be mailed then. At this point, there's an opportunity for members to opt into electronic ballots. And there's a link on the website to do that. And whether or not people opt in to receive a ballot that way, they are still going to get a mailing. And even if they opt in later in this cycle, they're still going to get paper ballots. There is some cost savings to the association at this point this year if members opt into electronic ballots. The cost savings is when you if you were to mail a paper ballot back to Unelect, our election services provider, Sudden Valley pays for that return postage. If you don't do that, there is cost savings to us. When the N&E Committee and our board has been talking about potential cost savings, it's down the road. It's as the more of us that opt in, and if we ever got to a point where IROB Gibbs said, you just don't need to mail me anything, I'm going to continue to opt into an electronic ballot, then I wouldn't be receiving anything, but we're not there yet. And I'm not even, at this point, we're just trying to get this opportunity out there and get our members to think about it. I did receive a note from someone who said, hey, how do I know that if I vote in a text or an email that that things are safe and my vote is safe? Because the data is encrypted. Once you submit, that data going back to UELECT is fully encrypted. It's for those Navy officers that served on a naval ship. Encryption today is even more secure than anything you probably experienced in the military. It's very, very, very safe. So we take people's information seriously. And I'm sure the association has measures in place to secure our email or our private information, but I really, really encourage people to consider it. And you can opt in, even though you're going to get a paper ballot mailed to you, paper ballot and booklet mailed to you on the 24th, you can still opt into electronic ballot all the way up into there's so many dates. It's October, Linda, thank you for looking at your calendar. It's October, it's the Monday before our AGM, so the AGM's on the 1st. What's that?
Monday, October 27th.
Thank you.
At 12 noon
Yes.
is the deadline to consent to receive an e-ballot.
Yes, you can continue to opt in. You could have the paper material sitting on your desk, and you go, you know what, I just don't feel like filling this out, I don't know where a pen is, I'm just gonna opt into e-ballot. You can contact the association through the website on the link, and there you go. So I'll get off my soapbox because I really believe this is the right way to go. And for those that know me and love me know I kind of like tech anyway, so. Anyway. Thank you, Tammy. I think that's all that I have to report.
Okay, and I did notice those dates are on the e-blast as well when I was checking.
Yes.
So people, if they didn't write that down, they can check the e-blast.
Yes, and lastly, there is an e-blast coming out that the N&E Committee and Michael and I kind of crafted. It's going to be out tomorrow about laying out that everybody's going to get a paper ballot whether you opt in or don't.
Okay, awesome.
Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, now safety committee, Rick's not here. Tom, I know that you had to opt out of the safety committee, but do you know of anything that's going on that might be of interest for people?
I know Rick's not gonna be able to attend one next week, so there probably won't be a meeting this month.
Okay. All right, thanks, Tom. And Daniel, STR Task Force, is there anything further on that?
All I wanted to add was that I did meet with Michael and Keith on Tuesday to just kind of convey the sort of the email messages, sort of consolidate the messages that I've gotten from my task force members. I wanted to make sure that they got in front of those comments got in front of the board, and I think they shared them with Linda also. Some minor points that I thought were important for the board to know about, and we could go over those a little bit more when we go to and talk about the measures. Yeah.
All right, thanks, Daniel. Okay, speaking of ballot measures, continuing business, we have an approval request for the final AGM agenda, measures, the ballot, and an explanation. So Rob or Linda, which one of you wants to take this one?
Probably both.
So you all have like a copy of the ballot, all the information is in your board packet.
May I make a suggestion? How about if I entertain a motion that we approve those materials, and then we can get a second, maybe start a discussion, maybe we can go page by page through it. We would love a wonderful set of third and fourth, fifth eyes to help us with it. Does that make sense?
Makes sense to me.
Okay, so I would like to make a motion that we approve the AGM agenda and ballot materials that's been submitted to us.
Can I get a second?
Me,
Linda?
Linda.
All right,
Now let's find the page.
so now we're on page,
Oh, 9:30.
yeah,
Just all you have is the cover on it. On page 1030, you have the president's letter, which we really don't edit. And then we have the end of, the reason this is printed this way is because when they actually print it and put the books together, they're not in consecutive order, it's how they go together to make the booklet. So you see part of on page 10 on the right-hand side is the last of the information on the agenda. On page 11, you'll see on the right-hand side is page 3, which is the first part of the agenda. I believe everything is there. I know we added, there was only introduction of the board candidates. We added to make sure that we had the introduction of the ACC committee candidate that we have. And the rest of it is just, there's two measures, the budget and the bylaw amendment.
One thing I'd point out is it's section E over there on page 11. Linda's sent over to me the proxy request forms and receipts, so I have those. If somebody
That
wants, helped a lot. Yeah, and we have a process in place that will be preserved by the committee, so,
Okay.
yes, thank you.
So I think the rest of it we've introduced, and you'll see it when we get to the first page of the voting instructions where we have added and incorporated online voting. That's on page 12. The right-hand side is the first part of the voting instructions. We have incorporated the online voting and e-ballot to our options of how to vote. Then there's also the second part of the bylaw change is on, the second part of it is on page 4, the first part of it is on page 13 on the right-hand side. And these are things we look at. Part of it is the budget measures. To my knowledge, I get those from finance and from the accounting department. All I do is copy, print, and paste. So all of those numbers and lists and things that you see there on the pages regarding the finances, that all comes directly from Joel. The candidate biographies, they're theirs, we never mess with those. We ask people to check carefully what they've written and go from there, because it's something that we're not allowed to touch or change in any way. Then there's, on page 8, there's more of the financials, the executive summary, factors impacting the 2026 budget. And then on the right-hand side of the page is the last part of the bylaw amendment, and the first part of it is on page 17 on the left-hand side. It's just, I know this is hard, guys, it's the only way I've been able to do it, and until we get something from Unilect, when they will do all the collation, this is what it looks like, because this is what I have to send them.
Well, because it gets folded in half.
Yeah. Yep. We used to do full pages, and we used to have giant envelopes that mailed out all of our stuff like this. It costs a fortune, and now I don't even know what we do to try and send large envelopes. Sometimes they would forget the president's letter, then they would have to send out a special mailing to the membership. So that's why a few years ago we tried to incorporate everything into the booklet. So then, other than that, once again to 18, you're coming up on the reserve study and the summary that they get from the reserve specialist, which lists all of our deficiencies per unit for a fully funded balance of SURF and roads and the mailbox fund. It is what it is. Then on page 19 of 30, is what you will see, and I don't know how Unilect's gonna do it, because it usually is only one page long, and they'll probably just take stuff down. This is actually the one side of your ballot, and whether you get a paper ballot or whether you vote online, you will see these instructions. Then page 21 is the actual ballot.
Can I interject?
Sure.
So we added, you see that hyperlink there?
Yep.
That hyperlink is for instructions, takes a member to the website where they can opt into e-ballot. So that,
In the blue here.
Yeah.
you see the hyperlink?
Yeah.
That is the web location for people to opt in. So that paragraph above it talks about how to obtain an e-ballot.
So
Sorry,
then, that's all right, then page 20 is just what the ballot looks like. It's my version. Basically, it will look the same. It will just be, Unilect takes this information, puts it so that their readers can read the ballots. It'll look very much like this, and you will, if you do online, you'll click on your choice that you want, for people and stuff, and for ballot measures, that sort of things. There's only one there's only one candidate for ACC. There are 4 for the board, and you only select 3, because we only have 3 vacancies, but 4 candidates are running. And that kind of sums it up. Any questions? Anybody have any comments?
One comment I have, I just thought about this, on the ballot where it says candidates, board of directors, and then it says choose no more than 3. Should we ask Unilect to bold no more than 3? Because if somebody voted for all 4, that would negate their ballot.
That's correct, it does.
So,
That's a spoiled ballot.
pardon me?
That is a invalid spoiled ballot.
Correct, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the right term.
We've never, we've always just included the language, I think it says, like, yeah, like even in the voting instructions, it says for the board of directors race, 3 of the 4 candidates with the highest vote totals will have 3-year terms. And then it says for architectural control committee, the candidate will have a 3-year term. There are no candidates for nominations and elections. We've never gone into spoiled ballots and stuff.
Yeah.
You
It's
know, and
probably-
as long as Unilect's not putting it in their voting instructions, I don't put it in there. There's room that I truly could, if we wanted to, put it in there.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily wanting to amend it, I'm bringing it up as a question of the
Yeah.
board, what they think.
Seems pretty clear to me.
And if no one has any questions? Oh, Lori? go ahead.
So bylaw of the measure 2, is that just placeholder language there?
No, that's just that's what the ballot itself says. Because if you go back on page, what I'm gonna do is find it, right?
Let's see, did I miss it? Maybe not through here too.
Go to page 12, the left-hand side of the page.
So
All the explanation, purpose, detailed changes, the whole 9 yards is there. And the second half of it is on the right-hand side of page 8.
second is on page 8. Okay,
It's
but we
kind of
haven't,
order.
but we have not voted as a board on the language for that yet.
Yeah, we did.
We did, with your corrections and changes.
Yeah, we
You
did.
asked
Okay.
us, you
I thought we had
asked
to,
us.
I thought we were bringing it back to vote today.
No.
Okay, my misunderstanding.
We added, where to see that it was, where we needed to change it to say consecutive evenings or nights. Oh, let's see, properties, for renting property for fewer than 30 consecutive nights is considered a short-term rental, and then Michael provided the RCW on it. There's one other change you wanted, and I know I put it in, I remember.
Yeah, I mean, I know we need to get this on because nothing really can be done. I know, Daniel, you're here, correct?
Yes.
Okay, but, none of it went by, none of it, there are some comments from members in this short-term, what are we calling it? Short-term task force, I'm sorry, I need some coffee. So on the short-term rental task force that have some concerns, some legal concerns. So is this going to be run by Richard, or is this ready to go?
This is ready to go. We voted on it.
I can't, and I think the
Okay.
question was last time. And basically,
Okay, then any legal challenges that happen, we'll just.
I think the whole problem becomes I think there were some that were saying that with the law, it's like if you live in your house so long and you only rent rooms in your house, but it's there, it's the law that's applied. I'm not gonna ask them to do that. If we go through a scraping company, which has been suggested, they will already know if those people qualify or not, because they just have rooms. STRs, a lot of times you think of a whole house or a whole residence as that, And it's like, all we want them to do is register, which if you have a long-term lease, you are required to provide the lease to the valley. STRs have never provided any information on any of the rentals, so we're not treating them any differently than we are a long-term lease. And by asking them to register is sort of our way of keeping track of them, because it would be really hard for somebody who gets, let's say, 100 rentals in a year to try and provide us with the information in a timely fashion.
No, that's not what I'm.
Oh, all right.
It's not, that's the registration thing, that's it.
Lori, just because we have a bit of an expert in our audience, and he had his hand up, he might
Yeah,
have something to
Yeah,
add
and
to
the,
this. So can Tyler,
Yeah, I'm just-
Tyler, what were you gonna say?
I feel like I've spent hundreds of hours on this at the county. The county database system, as far as I'm aware, isn't actually set up yet. It might not move forward with the budget issues that we're having. That's yet to be determined due to the cost. However, the state laws are in place, and state laws do require registration. I believe it's with the Department of Revenue. And while you might not be able to download a list directly from the website, what you can do is a public records request, and they will send you a digital copy of all of the registered records that they have on file.
That wasn't the issue that at all, what we were trying to address. It's just when we started looking at the, and Daniel, jump in here, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Not having enough coffee. That the definition of a short-term rental in the RCWs has a whole lot of exceptions. Like if you live there, if the owner occupies for 180 days or more, or if they rent out 2 rooms or less, they're not subject to the definition of a short-term rental with the state. Therefore, if we're using the state's definition of a short-term rental, how are we then gonna say to somebody, oh, but I live here, or I only rent out 1 room, so per the state, I'm not a short-term rental. And we're saying, but per us, you are. But for us, we're saying we're going with the state's definition. So we either have to go with the state's definition, or we have to go with our definition. We can't go with both.
Oh, you can.
We can, but we're gonna have people.
No, your own rules can layer in on top of the state law. You're using state standard. Daniel, you want to speak up? We were on an hour-and-a-half legal webinar today on this, on ADUs and short-term rentals. And Daniel, you recall that the attorney made it really clear that the short-term rental was anything less than 30 days consecutive.
Yes.
Any 30 days?
So we are not necessarily going by strictly what this RCW states.
Right, we're just taking
We're taking part
less
of,
than
we're
30
only
days.
taking part 1, not the exceptions.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, just to touch on that, there was another concern about whether we should include adherence to county and state regulations. And my view is that we're not going to be looking at those things particularly, but we do demand that those things are abided by for all the renters. So we're not going to start doing the county's job or the state's job, like I think Tony mentioned in one of the letters. My view is, I'm happy with the wordage, and again, I think that's just our rules and regulations are in conjunction or with the county and state regulations. I'm good with the wording, but I did want to point out that there were some members of the task force that had concerns about that.
Yeah, and that exclusion, I'll read it to you real quick. The one exclusion. Statute does not include dwelling units occupied by the owner for at least 6 months and renting fewer than 3 rooms at a time. So that's like an ADU, that's a really rare circumstance. We would never know how many rooms they're renting. So all we're concerned about is that they're gonna register so that we have somebody to call at 4 o'clock in the morning when there's a loud party and, right? That was the main.
Yeah, I'm good with it as is. I just wanted to fairly represent the concerns that were sent in even today by members of the committee.
You bet. Well, and that's why
I
Dan.
basically told them I was gonna vote yes on it, but if you had concerns that they need to be brought up, please let us know. And
I thought I understood
Daniel
the
got
information
this
I
too.
had, and Daniel maybe can answer this, or Michael. There was some concern because in there, we excluded giving, how do I say it? Of not letting short-term people be able to have, because if you have a long-term lease, you can transfer your rights and people can get cards and use, your use rights and stuff. And for the long-term rentals, that doesn't work because for short-term rentals doesn't work because you don't have the name of the person. There are some short-term rentals that I understand from staff, that's just from staff, they will come in, ask for a card, leave their card with their property for someone to use that's a tenant and a transient tenant, they're not even a tenant, they're a transient tenant, that's how the law refers to them. And it's why we put in there that in theory, you shouldn't be giving people these permissions. True, it's nice to have them be able to use the pool, but in reality, they should come down and they should sign in for a non-member card or use card when they're
Yeah,
here.
and the discussion led to compliance issues and how we can actually monitor that. And my view was, we'll worry about that later. We want to get this on the books, how we would like this to proceed. And compliance is always going to be, it's never going to be 100% perfect, but I think it's important to get that on the measure as it is.
So the difference, though, Linda, you're quite right. The statute, right, 6438, 6490, it treats long-term tenants, 30 days or more, as lawful occupants with the same residential use rights as owners. Now, short-term, Washington law defines STRs as lodging. So it's not traditional residential use. STR guests are generally treated as invitees of the owner. So unless our governing documents expressly extend those rights to the short term, they don't get it, right?
Just a clarification of the materials we're looking at tonight. If I remember the budget calendar, once we approve these, then our attorney reviews the materials to ensure that they are compliant for us to send out. Is that?
I'm not sure, because I was planning on sending, if we approve this, I was planning on sending the working word copy to Catherine tomorrow morning.
Okay. Yeah, I could be wrong. I was.
I don't remember the attorney checking them before.
There's nothing he can, outside of the bylaw, which he's looked at.
In the past, there's
Yeah.
been so much oversight over N&E's activities that I could be confused.
Because he can't say anything about like all the candidates and stuff, and like I say,
That's standard stuff.
yeah.
Well, that makes perfect sense, Linda. I made the motion. I think these materials are good to go.
Okay, Rob made the motion to approve the AGM voting ballot materials and documents. I seconded it. All those in favor? Is Stu online still?
Stu, he raised his hand.
Okay, that's unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you, Stu.
Yay.
All right, we're getting there. Next is new business. We have an approval request for the Lake Louise Water Lily abatement approval.
Thank you, Madam President. So the purpose here is to request board approval for the engagement of Aquatechnics LLC to perform aquatic herbicide treatments on Lake Louise in October 2025 and spring of 26 under the existing SVCA aquatic pest control permit. We already have the permit. It's the same permit we use for the golf course. So Lake Louise, as you know, has been nearly choked out by fragrant water lily. We had a golf course team member back in 2020 that was the last year that we had somebody on who had the applicator's license.
Jacob Close.
And it has not been treated since then, and that's why the water lilies are back. So what we're asking for here is we have an in-house application where we have cost savings from the permit already in place. However, we don't have a licensed staff applicator right now. We have risk management concerns with liability, safety, and lack of professional expertise because there's been nobody here in-house doing it since 2020. So we're recommending, Greg Loudon and I are recommending number 2, and this is Aquatechnics' proposal. This is a total of $4,200 per treatment. So there'll be one treatment in October, which is the time of the year it's identified as the best time to hit them, along with the spring when they first pop up. So this will actually hit 2 different budget years. So But the full approval we're asking for is the 8,400 funded from 6110. It's landscape R&M. It's an operating budget line item. But I wanted the board to be aware, and of course, since we're applying chemicals, and Brian Burt, when he heard about this, he was happy as a clam. Because they have been out there just busting their buckets trying to, they pulled out tons of material, and it barely made a dent in it. So we're really looking forward to this, and, this, Greg Watt and myself and Brian, we're really hoping that this time next year, you're gonna be looking at a much more pristine lake.
Nice.
When will they come? Oh, in the spring, okay. They haven't given just the spring,
Yeah, we're asking the 8,400 approval, but only
I see.
half of it's gonna hit
Yep.
this budget year.
Okay, so I'll read the motion. Move that the board of directors authorizes the general manager to contract with Abatement LLC for aquatic herbicide treatments of Lake Louise under SVCA's Aquatic Pest Control Permit, WAG 994472, including one treatment in October of 2025 and one follow-up treatment in spring 2026, with a combined not-to-exceed budget of $8,400 funded from 6110 Landscape R&M.
Second.
I just have one question. Me too. I saw myself first. It's a quick one. They said October, and I noticed those lilies are dying down really quickly. Is that for sure gonna be October, or are they gonna look at the lilies and decide whether they need to go earlier?
We'll pull the pin on this on Monday, but as long as there's something on top of the water, which there is.
They're getting pretty small.
Yeah, but they said October is the best time to hit them, so.
Okay,
So we'll have, the board, assuming the board approves it, we'll have the go-ahead to go on this Monday.
okay. Who's next, Linda?
I just have one question. How long is this ecology aquatic pest control permit good for?
The WAG.
Yeah, the WAG.
We renew that every year. Here's the copy of the permits on page 27. That's our permit. I wanted to include that in there. So it's annual, we renew it each year for $530, so we're able
Excellent,
to
thank
treat
you.
the golf course water hazards.
Awesome. Tom?
Yeah, I'm just curious as to what it would take to get a Sun Valley employee recertified to make these applications and do this in-house.
Yeah, it's, my understanding is a 40-hour course. And so we gotta send somebody for training, and then they have to take the state test, and then they get the certification. So probably won't be able to do that in time for this year.
No.
But, yeah. The one thing though to bear in mind again is when you're doing it in-house, if they make a mistake, right, it's always good to have a company who does this, and they have deep pockets on the insurance side. And this company, Aquatechnics, they do these ponds for cities, counties, all kinds of municipal parks. But that's a good point. We did it in the past. There might be a cost savings. But then you gotta buy and store the chemicals and,
Yep,
so.
be sure you apply them correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if it doesn't turn out the way you like it, we can blame it on the company. Instead of an employee. No, I'm kidding. I think you'll be very impressed with this.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Anyone else?
Yeah, just a quick question. So this is coming from kind of a Badlands concern, and Michael, you may not have the answer, but it's something to think about down the road. I'm wondering as these lilies die, and I assume that portions of it fall in the bottom of the lake, does it start to build up the bottom so that the lake level starts to fill in? Or is there any concern with the oxygen levels as the stuff's dying out? So if we have any fish in there and whatnot, are they affected? So, because I see people fishing out there.
No, these are great. These are all, the approved chemical here is safe for waterfowl and fish. And it degrades to nothing within a week. So, and to answer your question, what's happening right now is each year you grow a new crop of lilies and they die and they fall to the bottom. Here, they're gonna die and fall to the bottom and not come back.
Right,
So you're not gonna continue to build that, but yes, you're gonna have some debris at the bottom of the lake, but it's not gonna be continuing.
because when I look out there, it looks like a forest of lilies, and so I'm thinking, as this stuff dies, are we gonna start to see, 5 feet of bottom, losing 5 feet of bottom to where we have over the years, we don't have much water depth, but
No, they only grow near the shoreline, so they don't grow in deep water. They have to be able to reach the surface, and the center of Lake Louise is 85 feet.
oh, it is, I didn't know.
It's really deep, yeah. That's where our golf course irrigation inlet is.
Yeah, that was exactly Brian's concern, with what you're saying is all that stuff that dies down every year, there's so much of it, and it is building up, so that's why he's been trying to pull them out, and that's why this is a lot better.
Yeah,
Because
cool.
we just can't get them.
Cool,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a win.
Yeah, anyone else?
Thank you.
All right, so we can take a vote, all in favor? Stu? Your hand up?
Hand up.
All right, awesome, it's
Cool.
unanimous. All right, and we're down to our last item, and that is forming a GM search committee. Unfortunately, we did this last year, and we have to do it again this year. Linda, you brought this out from last year?
Yeah,
Just
I
made some changes?
basically edited last year's form. One of the things that was in last year's that isn't in this year's is under one membership. Last year it included who the people were that were gonna be on the committee. This year, if we adopt this resolution, we will need to have 2 SVCA board executives on the committee and 1 additional appointed director. And the committee, once formed, shall vote to designate the chair of the committee, and 2 additional members shall be selected from among SVCA's senior management staff by the committee. Before it said you had to meet every week, and I just simply put in there, shall meet as needed to accomplish its purpose and responsibilities. There were times it got kind of nuts last year, because we were on a much tighter deadline.
Yeah,
But other than that, I would make a motion to approve the resolution to establish the general manager search committee.
Second,
any discussion? Okay, seeing none, all in favor?
Stu is.
Sue's up, okay, that's unanimous. Woo-hoo. So, do we have to,
No,
Vote for that tonight, or
just a minute, I wanna confirm this. You're a yes, I'm a yes. Rick is absent. AJ is absent. Lori was a yes. Stu is a yes, Ray is a yes, and Tom is a yes. It's just, sometimes
Keith was absent.
resolutions make every board member sign them. Do we know how hard it is to get all of us to sign a resolution? This is an alternate form that can be used as long as it's written down how every director voted and if they were absent or not. Or if they abstained or whatever.
too bad it can't be an electronic signature.
Okay, so do we have to, do we need to appoint those members tonight?
That's a question for you, of if we wanna do that or if you wanna wait
Okay, well, I mean, we
until
can do
there's
it-
more people present, it's up to you.
We can do it tonight, as far as execs, I said I would do it and he said he would do it. So now we just need, one more person that wants to be on that committee. And is anybody here that wants to be on this committee? That includes, you, Stu, or it could be, anyone. We have any volunteers that wanna join us?
We need
Okay,
another
well, for now,
director,
it's Keith and
folks.
I, and then we're gonna.
I'll do it tonight if,
Okay,
I'm pretty much here till mid-November.
okay.
I just don't wanna, and we should be very close by then. I just don't wanna commit cause I'm gonna be gone for 3 weeks.
Okay, well, then we'll just make decisions without you.
Okay, that's fine. Or,
Yeah, we can text and email and.
Yeah,
or sub out, you know.
well, we did that
or
last
to
year,
resign,
sometimes,
I mean,
just to get it
Okay,
done.
so is everyone good with that as the committee? All
Does
right.
anybody have any
If nobody else
objections?
wants to volunteer, so everybody's like really quiet. Okay.
So we have timing, all right, who's gonna be your chair? Do
Maybe
you know
that,
yet, or do you want it, no, you just have a meeting, have your first meeting,
And then we'll decide.
and then decide who's gonna be the chair, come back, tell the board,
Okay, sounds good.
you guys can't really decide without Keith.
yeah.
Yeah. So with that, I would like to call this,
I got one.
oh, you got one? What?
I'd like to, at board level, I'd like to thank Linda Bradley for your service. And thank you for putting your name in again. I don't know what we do without you, so thank you so much. That you put in, this lady puts in more hours than anybody can imagine. She's around the clock all the time. She's working on not just board stuff, but she's working on Sun Valley stuff. She's working on N&E stuff. She's helping all of us try to make Sun Valley a better community. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you
I
for the
I agree with
acknowledgement.
that. So with that, unless there's anything else, I adjourn this meeting at 8:08 PM.
Ooh, another record.
Let it be